All right, welcome to Crypto Sports FC, and in today's video, we're going to analyze the new launch that recently happened, the new listing, the UFC listing. Now, some of you may have been holding, obviously the FTO happened a while ago, wanting to maybe dump today. And there may be a few reasons as to why it didn't work out. Remember, this is just my thoughts, my opinions, so take it with a grain of salt. But I actually wrote down a few things, and I'm pretty sure like these could be reasons as to why it did not like work out the way it should have worked out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the current UFC listing, okay? So as we speak, it's at 1078 chilies, so it went up 33%. Okay. Now, the launch actually came a little bit late. It was supposed to come at 7 a.m., but it didn't come out at 7 a.m. It came about an hour later. So you can see that as soon as it came up, it shot up to 11 chilies, and then it started going down, down, and then it went up again. It went down, 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 right? And it's been going down ever since. So this is my perspective on why this did not take off the way that some people would have expected it to take off. It's kind of similar to yesterday. Yesterday, Portugal didn't take off. I know people were disappointed, but there's a couple of reasons as to why, it may have not taken off. Like 33% is still quite a bit. Like, don't get me wrong. 33% is a lot. I guess in terms of like, compared to the Inter Milan one, I think people had similar expectations. Inter Milan was like at 200%. So people had those expectations that this would take off the same way. I personally did not buy any. Like for me, it's not something I'm looking to get. So it is a great investment if you're looking to get it. But for me, I have my eyes on other ones anyways. So the first one, okay, the reason why is lack of hype. Obviously, when it comes to the UFC is huge. Okay, however, it all just kind of came all at once, right? Like it was only really shared, and this is my second reason. It was only really shared by Socios and Chili's. Like, so UFC didn't share it. Like when it was the Inter Milan launch, when the AC Milan launch, like these were like being shared. Like they were like shared. Like everyone like knew. Inter Milan fans knew. AC Milan fans knew. Like all these, they all knew. But with this one, it was only within like the actual ecosystem. So the people that are actually getting this are people that understand, they know this market. And, so if you know Socios, Chili's, then you're probably going to like want to get some, right? Even myself, like, I was considering getting some. I know someone who doesn't invest in any fan tokens, but they wanted to specifically look into this one. So that was a factor. Now, another reason as to why this launch may have not taken out the way that it should have. The launch was late. It was about an hour late. So when I checked, when it was that hour that was supposed to be on, the app was kind of crashing. It was kind of like struggling to work. I was kind of like, it was hard. I was on, but it was kind of tough to kind of stay on. Like it just kept saying error, error, error. Right. So what might have happened was maybe people just got tired, like, oh, you know what, this launch is going to be later, and then the hype kind of died down, so that could be a factor as well. Another factor, and I already said UFC didn't share it, so a whole fan base don't know about it yet. So if you think about the UFC core fan base, they probably don't even know what Socios is. Like they're probably just doing their thing. They probably know Crypto.com because they've seen it in like in the fights. They've seen the advertisements, but they have not seen Socios at all. They probably don't even know what it is. So that's a big factor. And another one is, yeah, so you think about it, Socios is very well known in Europe now. Like there's more and more teams that are kind of embracing it. You can see it's in shirts. I watched a Barca game the other day, and I saw the Socios.com on like one of the billboards. So it's getting quite well known in Europe. Obviously Europe is still a long way to go as well, but in the US there's not really a market for it yet. They obviously have NBA teams that they're signing with, but as of yet, has been like no fan tokens of teams in America. So it's not well known in America. Like I could talk to anyone here. They probably won't know what it is. They'll probably just be like, oh, Socios. Like I've had friends that have, and this is part of the reason why I started this YouTube channel, that have messaged me saying, oh, what's Socios? And I would just tell them like, this is what it is, this is what it is, this is what it is. But a lot of people don't know what Socios is. So that is a big factor. Yeah, I mean, as of right now, it's at 1078 chilies. Would I buy if I were you? This is just like, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not like a Socios affiliate person, but I would say, yeah, I mean, keep it. I mean, obviously, the longer it happens, it's going to go up, right? It's going to keep going up. The more people that start to know about it, the higher demand it's going to have. And when you start to see those big events and you're going to see like different polls, then it's going to start to have more and more value. So obviously right now it's like, I would say it's very underpriced at the moment. Like if you're someone who's looking to get this in the long term, I don't see why you wouldn't get it. Like this is very underpriced. I think it's priced pretty well at the moment. So I would say, yeah, why not, right? If you're looking to dump, like as I always say, like wait for the next event and then maybe dump from there. But again, I'm more of a long-term type person. I just grab things for the long term. Again, my two are Portugal and Argentina. I think those will thrive, especially when the World Cup comes. But similar to this one, I would say, just get some if you want to. If you know the UFC quite well, like then why not, right? You're basically investing in your league, in your division, in your whatever they want to call it. And at the same time too, you can use the fan tokens too. You can vote on certain things like choose the official fan question to be asked during this is huge. People don't even know this. Like, choose the official fan question to be asked during the UFC Champions panel. This is huge. Choose the artwork, okay? Choose a fan question for Derek Lewis versus Cyril Gain. Okay, this is huge. Like, fan question. So, people don't know this yet, but eventually maybe you'll be like, oh, from Socios fan questions, people are going to be like, oh, how can I ask fan questions? They're going to be like, oh, you have to get it through this app, right? So, just a quick tip or a quick my thoughts on it, because I know some of you may be like, oh, why didn't it take off? I was looking to sell it today. I was looking to dump it today. Again, this is a long-term thing. This is a long-term project. Socios are working in the long term. And at the same time too, remember, these fan tokens will be in other platforms as well. So obviously it might be on Binance eventually. So just stay patient. Obviously it's going to take time, but believe in the process. Like I always say, like I believe in this project, Socios and Chili's. I think they're going to do really well. I think they're going to thrive. This is a whole different game. So just look at the launches that they have. And yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know. Again, this is just my thoughts. So take it with a grain of salt. And yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks again. Peace.